Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2035 of What You Up To Now, documenting the journey. Originally in 2017, I came online from the offline brick and mortar and corporate world. I had gotten divorced and was looking for something new to do, divesting myself of all my joint assets with the ex, and was curious about the online world. I'd always been curious about the internet, not really ever hardly done anything. Dabbled in a little social media, dabbled in a little bit of website stuff, but very little compared to the other things I was doing in the business and the corporate world, because I was busy raising a family and I was busy in the corporate and business ownership world. But then following my divorce, I was like, okay, I could travel around for a year. Now I wish I would have done that because I don't see very well. And I feel like I kind of let that opportunity slip away, or I just let go of it in order to pursue other things. And in 2018, I started doing videos every day. Why? To get comfortable doing live videos and to get over my fear of doing them, mostly to stretch my comfort zone. Started out with a couple of annual challenge. I did an annual challenge inside a private Facebook group with a group of a lot of diverse, different people. I think about 100 of us started that challenge. I think 6 or 7 of us actually finished the challenge after an entire year, and we had gone live every day. And that meant figuring a lot of things out, like what happens if you get banned from your Facebook account for 3 weeks? How do you deal with that? That happened to me. Other people had other challenges. Some people had illnesses and reasons for dropping out. And although all of us had reasons that we could have dropped out, 7 of us still, or I want to say 6 or 7 of us, I don't remember now, finished that challenge. And to me, that's an example of our ethics, our morals, and our values, and our commitment to seeing things through, doing whatever it takes to make things happen, even when it's hard, even when it's not easy. Today, our idiom for Supersize Your Business, to coincide a little bit with this year's annual challenge, the Get Your Goals annual challenges, the ends justifies the means. I personally get really irritated, and I do not like this particular idiom because it has so many negative connotations. It wasn't really designed to mean that or have those negative connotations, but it's then twisted and I want to say prostituted, but morphed into something that to me automatically feels negative. It means I'm going to do whatever it takes to get what I want, even if I have to do things that aren't right. You know, you think of one person dying for the greater good of everyone else. It's still not right for that one person to die, at least not in my personal ethics, morals, and values. But we each have our own set of ethics, morals, and values. And so I like to take that and say, how does that apply to me getting my communication goals, communicating, and then showing up in the world and creating what it is I want to see in the world? For one, being a good example, being an example of what you want to see in the world. There's a lot of talk in the entrepreneurial space about, and business ownership space, about how a lot of people fake it till they make up, or show up in a way that is inauthentic. They take pictures with Lamborghinis, they make videos with Lamborghinis nowadays, or with a mansion behind them that they've, it's an Airbnb, or they're just walking by one morning and they take their video in front of this house and act as if it's their own. There's a fine line between lying and acting as if, right? Or becoming. I think we are always becoming a better version of ourselves, but we can do that in an authentic way and not pretend we're something that we're not. Anyway, I like the topic, but it's so in our face right now that people without ethics, morals, and values are leading our country. I say this, I'm in the United States of America, are in high levels of business and government and the media. I mean, if you turn on the media, it's actually sickening, the lack of truth, facts, and authenticity there. It's like they're writing a story of fiction, trying to brainwash all of us into thinking things are a certain way when they're not. I mean, the media would have us believe that Americans are at each other's throats and that we hate one another. Absolute opposite of what's going on. So that's part of why this idiom bothers me is because I think we create what we want in the world and what we want to see in the world. We see what we want to see in the world. And if we're looking for bad and negative and evil, we're going to find it. That's why I always say, let's be grateful. Let's look for good. Let's be the example. Let's look for people that are leading and creating things in a way that we want to, and model that, not all the noise and nonsense that probably isn't true anyway. Yeah, it's one narrative, but there's literally infinite possible narratives that we can choose to adhere to. And I say, let's just create our own narrative and make the world a better place. So that's what I'm thinking about today. Again, I do not believe that the ends justifies the means unless we are living in alignment with our core values, our ethics, and our morals. Because once we tip our toe over that line in the sand, it's the same thing with our comfort zone. When we stretch our comfort zone, we become more and better and stronger. But the same is true when we cross that little line into the sand that is this is a behavior that's okay for us. Here's the line. This is a behavior that's not okay for us. As soon as we give ourselves permission to dip below that line, pretty soon we find ourselves in a free fall toward hardly recognizing ourselves because we're behaving in ways that we would never want to happen. It's why I made different choices and decisions for myself when I was younger, with respect to pain, chronic pain and chronic illness, with respect to chemical alterations to my body, alcohol, drugs, whatever people might do. I made a conscious choice a long time ago what was for me and what wasn't for me. And we each need to do that. And we can each do that any time in our life. I mean, just because our past has been riddled with, problems, challenges, unethical behavior, and bad choices doesn't mean we need to take those bad choices with us into the future. We can decide today the type of person that we're going to be and then act that way from now on. All right, I know, easier said than done. So Sunday here in my neck of the woods, obviously lots on my mind. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, hanging out with my beautiful granddaughters this morning. I'm going to have a fun day. I hope you are as well. Have a great day and be true to yourself. Be yourself. All right, have a great day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.